Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on ArtLogic private views. We'll just wait for a few more people to join. I'm really excited to take you through everything you need to know about private views today, from curating and styling these presentations to exploring new exciting features that we've launched in the product quite recently, like the enquiry buttons or dynamic private views. So whether you're new to private views or you're looking to enhance your usage of this feature, there's something here for you. So just stay tuned in. So just a few presentations. Those who have attended these webinars before might know us already, but if you're new, my name is Stefania and I'm the Customer Engagement Team Lead here at ArtLogic. And as usual, I'm joined by my colleague Suvin, our Customer Engagement Specialist, and who you might have seen in some previous webinars before. So while we wait for more people to join and before we unpack today's topic, I'd like to go over some just quick housekeeping rules for today. So the webinar will run for approximately 35 minutes. On the screen, you see our agenda for today. These are the topics that we're going to cover. You can ask any questions at any time using the Q&A box down below in your Zoom toolbar, and Suvin will answer where possible. But if we don't get to your question before the end of the session, don't worry, we'll make sure to contact you right after the webinar and send you a very detailed answer, so don't worry. Also, if you're unable to stay until the end, don't worry, we'll share the recording and any helpful links that we share right after in a dedicated email. Make sure to keep an eye on the chat as well, where Suvin will be sharing some really helpful resources of the topics that we're going to cover in today's session. So let's go over the basics. What are private views? So private views are in ArtLogic are beautifully personalized, secure and shareable online presentations of your artworks. They're really designed to transform the collector buying experience from an outdated and cumbersome process into an elegant, effortless and modern one. So this presentation can be curated within minutes, if not seconds even, due to the integration with the inventory and the contact CRM as well. So they're easy to create, update, and share very swiftly. So private views also gives galleries better control over the data that they share and collect on the collectors as well, while also increasing the security of that data. The fields that you'll find in private views are very much tailored to the artwork. You'll have artwork details such as provenance, exhibition, literature, price as well, and all of these can be shown or hidden with a quick toggle. Then you'll have also username and passwords, which add a layer of security and exclusivity to your presentation. And expiry dates allow galleries to disable access to information seamlessly. And we'll cover all of this in more detail momentarily. So to recap, why are private views is such an ideal sales tool that everybody should be using? Because they allow you to select exactly which works you want to show, whether that's a bespoke group for a particular client, a preview of some new arrivals in your gallery, or even like your entire collection, and present them in a clean and focused format without distractions. Secondly, they're hosted online, which means that they are interactive and can be always up to date, unlike a static PDF. So think of a private view really like a mini virtual exhibition, but one that you can really customize instantly and update whenever needed. And lastly, the private element really ensures that only the people that you share the presentation with can access it. So you can maintain that confidentiality while also giving clients an elegant, tailored viewing experience of the art that you're selling and showcasing. So there's a few different ways of creating private views and group artworks together. You have two main options, and which one you choose really depends on how you like to work in your management system. In the slides that we'll share right after the webinar, we've included a short video walkthrough of these two workflows. The two main options are from a flagged selection and then from artwork lists. But I'm going inside our management system to show you how these two methods work. So if you're working on the fly or curating something specific for a client, start by navigating to your artwork record and simply flag the pieces that you want to include. So if you have anything flagged, remember to unflag all. Otherwise, these records will be added to your new flag selection. And then just flag the records of your choice, find flagged, and then click on create a private view. Then we enter a title. And remember that only records that will be that have images will be added to your presentation. Here, you can also change the sort order in which the artworks appear, but you can also rearrange by dragging and dropping the records within the presentation. So clicking create will automatically create the private view. And here you're presented with two options. You can either open the edit screen of this presentation, which will open this page that we'll look at in more detail in a second. But here is really where you, with all the settings, enhance the appearance of the presentation. Or you can open the private view list screen where you can see the new record, who's created it, when it was created, the unique and secure link that you will use to share the presentation with your collectors. This is a new feature that we'll show you later. And so this column will indicate whether the private view is dynamic or static. And then you also have the option to view the artworks that you've included in that presentation within the artworks view as well. So this workflow is perfect for quick one-off selections. So say, for example, when a client calls you and asks you to see just those 3 new paintings that you discussed last week, so something like that. Remember that you can also include up to 200 artworks per private view, so there's plenty of room to create a full and immersive experience if needed. And so this is the first of the two workflows. The other option is to, if you like to work with more permanent and organized groupings, or if you need something that the whole team can access as well, pre-saved artwork lists are the way to go. So Suvin will be dropping in the chat a very helpful note on how to create an artwork list. I have already created one for this webinar. So we go into artwork list. And so essentially, this is the list that I've created for freeze happening in fall 2025. I'm going to view the artworks and then literally just go into create again and create a private view. And the workflow here is the same that we showed before. Again, only records with images will be added, and you can sort the order of appearance directly on this page. So these are really useful for recurring purposes, like preparing a seasonal collection or a fair inventory, like in my use case, or for displaying a set of works that you want to show to multiple clients. So it's a really time saver workflow, especially for galleries that need consistent and branded presentation without having to reselect the artworks every time. So you have saved the artwork list and you can create the private view directly from there. Of course, you also have the option to create a private view directly from the private view list page. So if we go into artworks, private views and all, you can then click on new record this will open this edit screen that we're going to show you right now. And here, if you know already the artworks that you want to include in this presentation, you can just type and search them in the search bar. So now let's talk some styling. So the edit screen that we've seen just now, this is really where you can make the private view feel tailored and really on brand with your organization. So I've created a private view here that I would like to show you. And it's called Geometric Ecos, an exploration of color and form. So let's start with the branded name. So this is something that can be chosen as default in your core preferences. So if you are an admin in your system, you can access this area by going into Other, Admin, Preferences, and then Core Preferences. And then navigate to Private Views, where you can enter the default gallery name that will be displayed in the header. Title and subtitle can be changed directly here. And you can obviously, when you highlight the text, you can change the format as well. Then you have the unique link that we told you it's a unique, unguessable, and secured link, automatically generated by ArtLogic. When you visit the private view, we encourage you to do that. You'll have a preview of what the client-facing version of the presentation looks like. So always make sure to do that as you're editing and saving the presentation. Then you have the label. So label is for internal reference only, and it won't appear on the client-facing title. So this is useful if you're sharing the same presentation or different versions of it with different collectors. So in this case, I'm sharing this. Maybe it's a curated selection of works from this particular exhibition with my collector, Hannah James. So I'm clearly indicating that in the label, which will appear in the list view. But as we can see, it won't appear in the actual title that my collector will see. So we can also add text here on the top and at the bottom as well of the presentation. This is really ideal for adding, more context, greetings, some personalization that always feels nice, or some calls to action. So, for instance, in the bottom text, I've included a mail to link that clients can use to inquire for further information. Subin would have shared a resource on how to create those links. That's really easy and straightforward. So then here we can add some items. We can add obviously more artworks, and we can add some installation views. So installation views are really useful to provide more context. And how do we enter these installation views in the system? So it's very, very easy. We go into artworks, views, and then installation views. And here we create a new record. I've created a new record here with the image, the heading, and any other information that you think it's necessary. So essentially here, I'm going to search for the heading. So mine is called Latest Collection, and I'm going to add it and save. As you can see, when we add additional items that are not artworks to our presentation, a new tab is created next to artworks. And this is to basically clearly indicate that collectors can switch between different items. So artworks, installation views, and we'll have a look later. They'll also be able to open documents as well. So if we visit the live link, the live presentation view, and we just refresh it 1 second, we'll give it a little bit more to upload. We'll be able to see the different tabs and switch between artworks and installation views. So it's very clear and clean and nice. Then you also have the option to, as I mentioned earlier, drag and drop to change the order of appearance of your artworks within the presentation. And also, if you tick this box, you can remove the selected item or even edit this item. So this will bring you to the artwork record edit screen, where you can edit information related to that specific record. Then we move to language settings. So obviously, if you have the this is based on the assumption that you have the multi-language feature enabled on your system. If you don't and you're interested in it, make sure to reach out to our support team using the address support@artlogic.net, and they'll give you more information on this feature. So the option, the settings here will give international clients a better buying experience that's tailored to them. And so if you if you have content translated in other languages, for instance, we have French on our database, you'll be able to switch between collectors will be able to switch between English and French. Again, on the assumption that you have content translated in the other language as well. Then we proceed with artwork settings. So here you have a few options. You can show the availabilities with these colored dots. You can configure the color of the dots in the core preferences as well. So if we go back into core preferences, private views, you'll be able to indicate what color dot you want to match with combinations of status and availabilities. So you can customize this here. Then you can add additional information like description, provenance, exhibitions. These is all within the artwork record as well. And then you have some price settings as well. You can show the retail price or hide it as you prefer. You can also enter prices in multiple currencies. And here as well is based on the assumption that you have multi-currency enabled on your system. And if you don't, make sure to contact our support team again. If you do have prices in additional currency, you have the option to show the currency menu as well. So collectors will be able to switch between the additional currencies. And then you can also hide or show prices for sold and unavailable works. And if you don't want to show the price, but want to show an alternative label, you can also add a label. In this case, I've added the label sold that will appear in place of the actual price. Then you can also show framing or extra costs. As you can see, if I select this option, a framing price will appear whenever it's entered in the management system. So I'll show you quickly where you can enter this information. So I'm going to this particular record, navigate to the financial tab, and in the retail price and tax section, there is a value for framing extras. So here you can add the cost and also any label that you want to attach to that. So whatever you add here will basically display on your private view as well. Great. So now we move on to header, an image background, and appearance. So these are all settings that will really enhance your presentation. So here you can show or hide a banner. It's always nice to show a banner, maybe even use a branded image or an artist photo for really like a stronger first impression. So here I'm going to upload an image of my exhibition. Nice. You can also adjust the height, of course. And you can also set a focal point depending on, what you would like your collectors to focus on. Then you can set your text and background color as well for your title and subtitle. Background color will be displaying if you don't have any background image. And of course, you have text alignment as well. Under appearance, obviously, all of these is very much, dependent on also like not just your brand as a gallery, but also the art that you're displaying. These private view displays works that are very modern, abstract. So I'd like to keep it very, on brand with that. But also I want to just show you, I've created a private view for an old master collection that I have as well in my inventory. And as you can see, the aesthetic is totally different. So you can really play with those settings as well. Then you have some layout options. You can increase the number of columns that you have on the grid, go from as little as 1 to 6. In my case, 3 will work quite well. Then you can also show secondary images as additional items on the grid view. So this essentially means that if you have any secondary images in your artwork records, they will show on the grid as well. It won't be able to appear on the preview, but you can obviously always check the live link to see how it looks like. And then, of course, you've got some font and typography settings as well. Use these to match your gallery's branding. We have 7 web fonts that will work on all web browsers. And of course, you can change the size as well. Then I want to show you the app synchronization section as well. If you're using the ArtLogic app, you can synchronize the private view content with it. This will be very useful if you're at an art fair and you want to access this content offline as well. So the workflow is very easy. You just have to toggle this on if you want to the private view to appear on your mobile device as well. And then we also have a webinar on the ArtLogic app and the synchronization settings that we did back in March this year. Suvin will have shared the link to our on-demand schedule. Make sure to watch that webinar if you're interested in this part of the system. And then we have documents as well. Here, this is an exhibition, so I'd like to, and I have a press release for it, that will give my collectors some even extra additional context to this presentation. And so I will just upload the document here. And as you can see, another tab has come up here next to artworks and installation views, just to basically clearly differentiate the content that I'm viewing here. We also have the option to show social media buttons. When you open the live link and you go onto one of these social media icons, for example, Facebook, a post will be automatically created for you with a preview image, a title, and a subtitle. But if you want to change these and override any of this information, you can do so here. Title, description, override, and change the preview image as well. Lastly, we have the login and expiration settings. So here, as we mentioned in the beginning, is where you can add some extra security and exclusivity to your content, and make sure and it is how to make sure that this content is not accessible after a certain date. So you can set a username and password, but always make sure to provide these details to your collectors, to the people that you're sharing this presentation with. And also, if you want, you can set an expiration date as well. So now I just want to spend a few more minutes on 3 new features that we've launched in the product recently. As you know, ArtLogic is always improving private views and sales tools particularly. And so these are really 3 exciting features worth highlighting. So the first is the enquiry buttons. So when you enable the enquiry button, it will appear here on the grid. And what this does is it lets viewers directly contact you about specific artworks, therefore increasing engagement and potentially sales conversion as well. So if we go on to the live link, I just show you quickly how it works. I'm going to inquire on the specific work. Could I please more information on this work? And then consenting to GDPR, and then submitting the inquiry. You'll receive a message that the inquiry has been sent, and you'll also receive an email confirmation for improved visibility as well. When collectors send you an inquiry through this workflow, this will also be turned into an offer record and will appear in your sales pipeline. So you'll see it landing in your sales pipeline here. And if you open it, you'll be able to see that the sales channel for this inquiry was a private view inquiry. So it's easily tracked. You can set your reply to email as well as a CC email address. And you can also hide the button for when the artwork is not available. Or if you deselect this option, the inquiry button will appear for all the works. You can also change the inquiry label into something else, and this is all done in your core preferences. So if we go back to core preferences and private views, you'll be able to change the default text just in this box. These will be particularly useful for our clients in the US who may want to adjust the spelling to the US inquire. So the next feature is the dynamic private views, which you will be able to select here under private view type. So you have now the option to switch between a static and dynamic private view. The new dynamic private view feature will allow you to create up to 5 private views that are dynamic, which means that essentially visitors to the private view will always see the most up-to-date artwork information. So once this is enabled, the private view will automatically show the latest artwork details. So every time collectors load and refresh the link, they see the most up-to-date information. I'm going to quickly show you an example here. So I'm going to edit this item here. I'm going to change a quick detail, perhaps the year. The year is wrong. The year is 2024. I'm going to save and close. And then, as you can see here, the year of this work is still 2023. But if I refresh the link, we should be able to see the latest artwork detail. And so by enabling the dynamic feature in this private view, we're essentially skipping one step, which is basically saving or triggering a change to resave the private view in order for this change to come through to the live version of this presentation. When do you choose static? When you want artwork information to remain fixed as they were at the time of publishing the presentation. For example, you've offered a specific price to this particular client. Use dynamic instead when you want artwork details to update as changes are made to artwork details. The last feature that I want to show you before moving to some best practices and conclude this webinar is the view on a wall. So as you can see, I've enabled view on a wall for some artworks. The way to do this is very, very easy. So we go into the item that we want to give our clients the possibility to view on a wall. Make sure that you have the dimensions entered. Go into the App tab and just simply enable View on a Wall here. So when you have the View on a Wall available, it means that when opening the detail page of the record, you'll be able to display the artwork record in an exhibition setting or whatever setting you have for your View on a Wall. Great. So let's go back to some best practices to conclude this webinar. So now that you know how to create a private view, let's talk about how to make it as engaging and effective as possible. So the goal of private view is not just to share artworks, but also to create an experience that feels thoughtful and memorable for the viewer. So definitely use compelling visuals like high quality and well-lit images, where that really give the clients that feeling that they can step into the work. So keep photos clear and distractions free, and reinforce your brand with consistent logos, colors, and fonts for a polished look. Make sure to use the installation views as we've demonstrated today to give some context, the scale, and also a sense of curation. Then offer personalization, tailored private views to each client with a greeting at the top in the top text, or the name, or really artworks that reflect their tastes. Small touches like that greeting in the beginning really make the experience feel bespoke and boost sales potential as well. Use the expiry dates and login credentials to protect private views. So private views are really provide a controlled, updatable space for artworks, unlike those static PDFs again. So these really ensures that they can be accessed indefinitely and helps maintain that control over sensitive content. But always remember that deleted or restored private views retain the expiry dates for extra security. Make sure to stay synced with your mobile devices and enable the synchronization setting to be able to access that content even offline. And then resave the private views to show the latest artwork details, or use the dynamic feature that we showed you to update them, so you can refresh and share confidently. This concludes today's webinar. And as always, here are a few notes, final notes. So if you need any further assistance, make sure to visit the ArtLogic Help Center for a wealth of resources. We encourage you to explore the options that we've demonstrated today. But if you are ever in need of additional training, make sure to contact the support team or visit the help notes that Subin has linked in the chat to explore the training options that we have available. If you have enjoyed this webinar, make sure to sign up for our future ones too. In the fall, we'll have one on best practices for the sales team. I guess if you've watched us today, this next webinar will be interesting for you as well. So don't miss it. Alternatively, you can check the full schedule at the link that will be dropping in the chat. Thank you so much again for following us today, and we hope to see you in the next ones. Bye.